Okay, we're back. You're watching Insight. Daniel Hayes and Andrew Blackmer. The End of the World edition, talking about all sorts of end of the world scenarios, I guess, right? We're just talking about the conflict, right? The good and evil, basically. God versus the devil, or, however you think of things. Right? Is that how the world ends, generally, in these...
In most Abrahamic monotheistic religions, they have a final judgment of sorts, and God, who represents good, righteousness, defeats, either the Antichrist, Satan, some manifestation therein.
Right.
That's pretty much how it works in most monotheistic religions, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So is it really like okay, let's take... Alright, you pick one of them. And let's go through what goes down. You have a favorite religion?
Well, we could start with the one I think most people are familiar with, Christianity.
Right. Okay. How does this work?
Well, and most Christian denominations, they believe there's a...
and I'm acting like I don't know, but Andrew has the floor. He's our expert.
There's a sort of a rising of the dead. It's unclear whether this is a physical manifestation or a spiritual... manifestation.
Rising of the dead. Are we talking zombies here? What do you mean?
No, fully aware, conscious people, as you were in life, basically. And at that point, everybody is judged. The people who were righteous go on the righteous side, and people who were not, well, it's not a very good day for you.
Well, hey, let's back up a second, because we're talking about Judgment Day already. Yeah. I'm getting at... Okay, in the midst of these comets falling down, the whole theory of an Armageddon coming, some sort of destruction of the world, that's what I want to pick at.
Well, I think most denominations are pretty much in agreement that there will be a tribulation of sorts before the Judgment Day, that times will get tough, things will be bad. Now, there'll probably be some... very popular but very malevolent political figure, governmental figure of some kind.
Now when we
sort of cause this.
Now when we say tribulation, I'm thinking Revelations, right? The idea that there is some sort of rapture where the good people are taken away and they don't have to deal with the problems that the rest of us deal with, and that is the tribulation period. Okay. Now Revelation, however, is not accepted by all Christian denominations. Are they?
Well, the rapture is not. Revelation's rapture theology is taken from the book of Revelation. Right. So the people who believe in the rapture believe that the people who are followers of Christ will be taken before the tribulation happens.
So this is not something that is explicitly stated, but is something that is pulled and interpreted in a particular way.
Precisely. Okay. And then there are some Christians who believe the rapture period will take place after the tribulation, so that everybody will go through all the hard times, and that's part of figuring out who's good and who's bad.
Okay. It was my understanding that there were some Christian denominations that did not accept Revelations as a book at all.
They're mostly fringe denominations. There are some denominations that put more weight in it than others, but it is part of the canon for every Protestant denomination, the Eastern Orthodox and the Catholic.
Okay, so Protestants and Catholics pretty widely accept Revelation as original. Even though this was written by Paul after the death of Jesus?
I think it was written by John. A guy by the name of John. Many years he was living on a Greek island.
So this was not... this is the same person who was outcast who lived under Nero, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. And I recall that some had interpreted the Antichrist, according to these scriptures, as Nero, based upon some of the things that he said, such as the mark of the beast, or the number that represents the beast would be in his name, and numerically they determined that this would potentially equal Nero, also potentially equal the Pope.
Yeah, that's a lot of denominations interpret it that way as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So it's still pretty good for most questions, right? Okay. Well, let's think about some of the non-monotheistic religions. I mean, are you familiar with any of these? I mean, do Buddhists, Indians, Hindus have any kind of theories on this?
I think for most part, the universe is sort of reincarnates itself. So there really is no ending. It's sort of an ending that folds over into a new beginning over and over again.
So we're just going to keep on trucking.
Pretty much. I mean, there are some sort of fringe, offshoots of Hinduism and Buddhism, which are the two major Eastern religions coming out of South Asia.
Right.
But they are all sort of just on and on sort of thing.
Yeah. And we do keep in mind that there is a great deal of diversity in Hinduism.
Oh, yes.
As far as,
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I know initially it was just a tag provided by the British for people who lived east of the Hindu Kush. That's correct, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you've got a whole bunch of religions that some Europeans just decided to clump together. And, you got a whole bunch of different theories on how things are.
Well, and India is a pretty big place. It would be like lumping in the Egyptian religions with the ancient Iraqi, Mesopotamian religions and stuff like that. I mean, they might be some resemblance, but they're not, necessarily identical.
Right. So, hey, thoughts on this comet, though, or rocket, or meteorite, or meteor? What the hell is the difference between all these things anyway, right? I mean, now let's take a look at this. I took a couple notes off of dictionary.com, a couple things you mentioned on Wikipedia, right? Okay.
Exactly.
So we're talking asteroid, like the one that flew over the U.S. just very recently, okay? So, and now an asteroid, just so people know, okay, is something, according to dictionary.com, 1 to 480 miles in diameter, okay? And it's essentially a mini planet that orbits another planet. A lot of these you find between Mars and Jupiter in our solar system, okay? Now, a meteor, okay, is called a shooting star and refers to the visible streak of light. So when we say meteor, we're talking about the actual path, not the physical object.
The thing that people wish upon, right?
I guess,
right. Depending on make a wish on a shooting star, right?
Depending on what religion you are and if that conflicts with your ideas,
Yes.
Are you worshiping something other than your Lord, whatever your Lord may be, if you have a Lord or whatever. I digress. Do I digress? Do I really digress? It's kind of on topic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're talking about a meteorite, right? Now this is this can be an array of things, okay? Because this is all the pieces that survive the impact of the Earth, of hitting the Earth's surface. Okay, this is the recovered material that is gone for $2,200 a gram. So you need to get your hands on some meteorite.
That's a gram, not an ounce, by the way.
That's a gram. Yes. Yeah. $2,200 a gram.
Yeah, that's is that more expensive than most illicit substances?
That's more expensive than everything. I'm sure Lil Wayne is going to try and rock some meteorite jewelry next season.
Hop a plane to Russia right now?
Jay-Z is going to make a song about it. These idiots. Let's see here. Okay, now what do we got? Meteoroid. Okay, now this is the smallest member of the solar system. Also referred to as a comet. Alright, so I just thought I'd clear up a couple of those things because I heard a lot of these words thrown around and I didn't know what the difference was, and I talked to a couple of people and they didn't seem to know what the difference was either.
I think most people were confused too as to what each of those words were.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. So, we all know what we're talking about now to at least a certain extent, right? Global warming, is that what's causing this? I mean, what's going on? Are the stars out of line? Who knows? We're going to have to get, we probably won't, but I'm going to say it for this episode, somebody who really knows about space and all that sort of thing.
Rocks in space.
Yeah. Rocks in space. Not pigs in space, like
I did find on one of those websites that they referred to the meteor, the meteor and the meteorite, when it comes into the atmosphere. They said that the consistency was like deep fried ice cream. That it was hot and kind of molten on the outside, and then on the inside it was cold.
Deep fried ice cream.
So, for anybody who wants,
Chi-Chi's or the carnival if you don't know exactly what that is.
Yeah. So, if anybody wants to know what a meteor would probably look like, just, whenever weather gets warm, go get some deep fried ice cream, I suppose.
All right, well, that's a great way to end our show. Who doesn't like to leave with dessert of a deep fried ice cream-esque substance that you probably shouldn't be eating, but you probably wouldn't be able to get your hands on it anyway. Just go to a carnival or Chi-Chi's if they're still around. Is Chi-Chi's still around? I remember those commercials when I was a kid for deep fried ice cream.
I remember one at Fair Oaks Mall many years ago, but
not really.
It's many years ago.
Yeah, maybe Octech Solutions will sponsor a party for Dynamic Current, and we'll serve deep fried ice cream, and we'll have pictures of meteorites or meteoroids or asteroids or comets or whatever the hell it is that hit Russia. That's about it for us, folks. Octech Solutions and Blissful Blessings Events have sponsored this Dynamic Current offering, Insight, with your host Daniel Hayes and
Andrew Blackmer.
Signing off. Have a great day.